Hi, folks.
Hey.
So
Okay, I'm gonna start.
you start. Okay.
So in all of the craziness that is 2021, we realized that we never got around to sharing Herbie's story with everybody about how Herbie came to the farm and his amazing journey to get here. And we figured it was about time to share that with everybody. So last year in October, we got in the car. Well, we got in a rental and we headed up to Michigan where we were going to go and get Herbie. And we were about an hour and a half into our trip when we got a phone call from our breeder up there that Herbie had a medical emergency and we couldn't come and get him. So it turned out that the day before, Herbie had bloated, which can be a really serious medical issue if it's not caught and treated really quickly in an animal. And so our breeder has been doing this for 25 years. At least 25 years. So we knew that they were going to be able to handle it. And when he said that it wasn't time for us to come and get him, that meant we had to wait. So they got a vet out and had him checked over, and they did some emergency work on him. And while it gave him relief at that point, it wasn't enough. So Herbie ended up going to
University of Michigan Veterinary School Hospital.
Yes. They took him there, and Herbie had to have an emergency surgery while he was there, and while
he had a rumanotomy.
He was there. They did a rumanotomy on him, which is really very kind of gross, but really kind of cool that they were able to do this for him too. So originally they thought that there was something going on in his rumen that was causing him to bloat, and they took healthy rumen from a cow and they put it into Herbie's stomach to try to help him. And while they did that, they also discovered that Herbie had a blockage in one of his stomachs, and it was actually the stomach that takes in milk from the mama. So that blockage was pulled out, and it was a ball of hair that had gotten stuck in there. So from when Herbie was nursing on his mom, he took in a clump of hair and into that stomach, and that stomach it's made for milk. It's not made for other things, so it's not going to break down other stuff. And that clump of hair got stuck, which is what caused Herbie to continuously bloat. Every time they would get it taken care of, he would bloat back up again. So they got that blockage out. They did the rumanotomy on him. He spent lots and lots of time healing from all of that, with the surgeries and stuff. And then finally we were able to go and get him and bring him home. And we found out that shortly after he was pulled off of his mom to be weaned, Herbie's mom had a horrible accident on the farm, and she passed away. So Herbie has had a crazy start in his life, and he really is a miracle that he's even here. And at some points in this journey, we didn't think we were going to ever get to bring him home. But he was able to heal from all of the issues that he was having. And I'll tell you, if it wasn't for the fact that our breeders are so knowledgeable and so amazingly wonderful and knowing what to do, when to do it, he wouldn't be here. If we had gotten him home before he bloated, we don't know that he would have made it, because we're so new to being farmers. We're pretty certain that if it had happened while he was on our farm, the outcome would have been completely different. So we're pretty certain that he would not be here had we gotten him home first. He's a pretty special little bull, which we knew that when we picked him out. He is going to be the main pillar of our breeding program for the Mini Highlands. And as you can see, him and Maya get along famously. He doesn't like the heat though. I don't blame him. With all that fur, I don't blame him. But yeah, we wanted to share a bit of his story with everybody so that you could understand that things don't always go the way we plan them to on the farm. Sometimes things are just absolutely crazy. Over the last 2 years, we've learned that we have to be open to all possibilities of things happening. And sometimes when those things happen, they completely change the course of our plans. That if we're not willing to kind of go with the flow on stuff, it makes it a whole lot harder to do this and keep going. Do we get frustrated? Absolutely. I'm not the most patient person in the world, and I've learned that farming will test your patience from here to the end of eternity for lots of reasons, because nothing is instant. Everything takes time and know-how and knowledge, and when you don't have that knowledge, you're thankful that you can find good people who do. We have sought out our breeders for our animals that we intend on breeding for selling for pets, for selling for meat, for whatever we're going to use them for. We want to make sure that not only do we know what we're doing, but if we don't know, that we can go to the breeders that we've picked for these things and ask them questions, which is why we drove all the way to Michigan for Maya and Herbie, which is why Gertie and Peppa come from the same place that we're about to go pick up our boar from. We talked to our breeders for a long time before we decided to buy from them. They're super knowledgeable. They will answer any questions we have. If we have any concerns whatsoever, we know that we can ask them, and they're always going to answer our questions. And if they can't answer our questions, they're going to point us in the direction of who can, which is also fantastic, because they're willing to say, I just don't know. But they'll help us figure it out. So our goal is for Herbie and Maya to have a baby next year, and we're hoping that that's going to happen. Cow's gestation period is 9.5 months. So we could have a baby anytime next year from, was it March on? From when we brought Herbie home. We have not seen them successfully breed yet, but we don't know that that means that they haven't. We're just kind of waiting and wait to see what happens with that. But yeah, our goal is definitely to have babies with Herbie and Maya.
Hey, buddy.
And Herbie's probably about the sweetest little thing you've ever seen in your entire life.
He's like, no.
He doesn't love the camera though.
Hey,
He's
buddy.
not a big fan of it. And the flies are awful. And we have tried several different things to try to get the flies off them.
Yeah, I gotta.
But we do know that the cooler weather coming will help with that issue.
Hmm?
We've been doing a little bit of research on some things we can add to their minerals and stuff to help with it too. So yeah, that's a little bit about Herbie. If you guys have any questions, let us know, because we would love to answer any questions you have about Herbie or any of the other animals that we have on the farm.
Or even why I'm so bad with a camera.
Right. Well, he's bad with the camera. I feel bad on the camera. I'm not really great with this talking thing, but we do want to share what's going on here. We want to share why we're doing what we're doing. We want to share with you about the animals and their purposes and what our goals are for our farm. So if you have any questions at all, just let us know. Herbie says it is hot. We might need to set up the sprinkler for him today because he loves the sprinkler. He's like, anything to cool me off. Need some sprinkles, Herbie? I turn on the sprinkler for you today? He said, yep. Definitely time for the sprinkler.
As always, thanks for watching. We're going to try and do videos of kind of introductions for all of our animals over the course of everything. Gives us a bit of filler to do without having to come up with interesting topics along the way.
I think the animals are pretty interesting, though.
They are very interesting. They're the entire reason why we're here right now.
Yep.
Like Christina said, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, want to tell us off or want to make suggestions. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Herbie came over to me. He likes getting scritches behind the ear. But yeah, feel free to leave comments. Yeah, as always, like, subscribe. Trying to make this thing a little bit more interactive for everybody. Sorry, I gotta bend over to reach Herbie. He's trying to get my attention right now. And we'll catch you next time.